sleep. But he failed to impress Guinness World Record compilers, who said his attempts failed to measure up against previous record breakers. But Blaine never fails to draw the crowds, and proved that with his last stunt in New York, when he stood at the top of an 80-foot pole with a platform measuring just 22 inches wide. He stayed there for 35 hours before throwing himself onto cardboard boxes.
Now, all morning we are trying to recreate David Blaine's stunt, and Cordelia's been out on the wharf since, well, 6 o'clock, actually. So Cordelia, at the moment, just feeling slightly claustrophobic, presumably?
Well, David Blaine says we have the capacity to astonish ourselves, and it's all in the mind. Well, I clearly don't have his magic, because, yes, it's a little bit close in here, and all I can think about right now is breakfast. Well, for David Blaine, on a serious note, malnutrition and the signs of it will kick in after just 2 or 3 days. And remember, he's aiming to spend 44 days, that's over a month, in a box not much bigger than this one, suspended from a crane just a little bit further up the Thames. He won't have any food, just water to sustain him. And as we know, signs of starvation can include coma, fits, and ultimately death. Now, why is he doing it, and is it worth it? Well, the Guinness Book of Records certainly doesn't think so. I'm steaming up a bit here. I hope you can still see me. The Guinness Book of Records say they're not going to endorse his attempt. They don't endorse starvation attempts. And anyway, David Blaine's looks a little bit laughable when you compare it to some of the hunger strikes we've seen around the world. The longest took place in Yorkshire in 1973, when a man didn't eat, protesting his innocence, for 385 days. David Blaine's trying for 44 days. I've just got another 2 hours.
Cordelia, thanks very much. Actually, Dr. Hilary Jones is here, and actually I was just discussing with Hilary, actually, you must have some kind of nourishment going in.
You need water.
Well,
you certainly need water. You need glucose. You would, I think he's going to be fed by drip, isn't he? Yeah, he's going to be fed by drip, but just, he says, just water? Well, I don't believe that. I mean, you know, I'm a skeptic. David Blaine is an illusionist. I don't believe for one moment he's going to be malnourished, unfortunately. Unfortunately? That's not very kind. Well, it seems like a perfectly reasonable chap. We've seen him with Eamon. He seems talkative, chatty, I mean, woman-friendly. If you ask me, yeah, absolutely. If you ask me 2 questions, is it possible, then it's possible with water. And it would be dangerous. But, you know, this guy's an illusionist, and he's a very, very good and talented illusionist. So I suspect that the drip feed he's being given will contain glucose, nutrients, and all the kind of space tablets the astronauts take, which give him the nutrition that he needs for those 44 days. I'm not saying even then it would be easy. It'll be incredibly boring. And he won't be getting any exercise for 44 days. Well, that's what I was just thinking about, 44 days without being able to move from a small box, and that definitely won't be an illusion, will it? Because we will be able to see it. Apparently not. You know, no. I mean, all sorts of things. Even sceptical about that. But what about, okay, clever. Assuming that actually for 44 days he doesn't actually move from that box? Yes. Yeah, well, he's going to lose some lean tissue mass. His muscles are going to be wasting quietly. Anyone who's broken a leg and had their leg implanted will know that the muscles waste away fairly quickly. He probably, I mean, he won't be losing a lot of weight if he's drip-fed with water and glucose and minerals. Although presumably at the end of it, after 44 days of not eating, he's going to have to be a bit careful, isn't he? Yes, I mean, if you refeed someone who's genuinely starved, there are risks involved. But you know, I don't think David Blaine is really in the business of risking his life for his art. I think this is a trick and an illusion. Unfortunately, I'm very good at sitting on the sofa next to magicians and seeing exactly how every trick is done. I always find it very embarrassing. But you don't know how this one's done. Lots of criticism from doctors and nutritionists about this. Well, if you take it seriously, then yes, certainly. I've heard reports from the British Association of Parenteral and Enteral Nutrition, for example, who are up in arms that this is a sick stunt. We do have malnourished people in this country, and that he's running a real risk, and it's not a fun trick to do. But then I don't take it. It is an illusionist. What is enteral nutrition? Enteral nutrition is where you're fed through a tube directly into the gut, because you're deliberately not swallowing. Parenteral nutrition is where you're drip fed through a vein in the arm. Right. Thank you very much. Just like